This is my first time ice fishing in northern Sweden.
The ice starts to break. It's honestly a sinking feeling when the ice beneath you just crumbles away.
That's my little fish! We're so detached from where our food comes from. We met a lovely family in the village and they invited us to spend Good Friday with them. So we took our snowmobiles in a big convoy and made our way through the beautiful Swedish countryside. It's now getting warmer in Sweden, the days are getting longer, and we experienced something called April weather. It's similar to England. It's basically when you have all the seasons in one day. So when we went out, sometimes it was blue, sunny skies to snowy, grey skies. It was such a lovely experience in spite of all the weather changes. We arrived at this beautiful lake. We were the only ones there and we were going to be ice fishing today. Our friends have beautiful children and it was so cool to see them being a part of the journey and being pulled in something called a pulka. Hey Benjamin, vad mår du? Mår bra. This is sweet little Benjamin. He is the cutest ever. Makes me want to have children.
It's a bit broken.
No.
In order to ice fish, we had to create holes in the ice and we used a drill. To make sure we could actually catch fish, we were actually in the centre of the lake. We had our lovely friend Ricard, who has lived in this area for a while and knew where the best fish were. And he drilled the holes and showed us how to do the same. It's been getting really warm recently, with temperatures above 0, so the ice was actually quite slippery.
Just turn it.
Yeah. Keep these warm so you have them in your mouth.
Oh no, I don't think so.
Oh my god, it's moving.
Yeah. You have to keep them in the fridge. Otherwise, if you forget them in the pocket a couple of days,
That's why it's... Yeah. Go on then.
If you feel like it's twitching, just...
It was so nice to be in the middle of the lake, just sitting there amongst people, but in solitude, fishing. I found it to be quite a mindful experience. I was able to kind of detach and stop thinking about stuff. It was quite meditative to stand there and fish.
I need some time alone. 'Cause this ain't right, this ain't...
You got one already? Oh my gosh.
I got one!
I wasn't even here. Wow.
That's my little fish!
What'd you do?
Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so happy!
I didn't think it was going to be so quick. You are an excellent fisher.
Yeah, well done.
I think
You need a photo with
Vicky
your
said that
fish. Come on, take your gloves off.
the kids have really good
Careful. Oh my god! Oh my god! This thing. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Smile with your fish. look at your, give your fish a kiss.
I have some picture of my kids.
Please take it back.
They kiss fish.
Do you want to release? Okay.
I don't know, are we actually going to eat it or do we put it back in?
Is this what you expected when you came to North Sweden?
No, never.
Darling, take it slow.
You got your first fish.
He's a strong fish. He's a strong one.
Put him back.
Just before we came to Sweden, Jack and I actually followed a mainly vegetarian diet. If we didn't eat meat, we made sure that the meat was sourced organically and was reared by farmers who cared about the welfare of the animals as much as you can care for the welfare of animals. Since coming to Sweden, we found it quite difficult to maintain the same diet just because we couldn't find the same food that we had in England, and we didn't make enough of an effort to make sure we could source out that kind of food. So when we went fishing and I caught a fish, I was happy that I did it. I was happy that I was able to go through the whole process of catching my own fish.
Whoa.
That's my little fish! Oh my god, I'm so happy!
I didn't think it was going to be so quick.
And then I was thinking, oh my god, it's going to be so great to actually eat food that I have caught myself and I have got myself. That's what we used to do as humans eons of years ago. It's so weird. I found it really strange trying to actually prepare the fish that I had caught, and I couldn't do it. I have been brought up in a household that ate meat. My mum taught me how to fillet a fish. She taught me how to cook a fish. She taught me all of those things, but I just could not do it. I was trying to prepare it, and every time I kept gagging, I kept screaming. Like, it was such a weird experience, and it just made me realise, like, you know, we're so detached from where our food comes from, and going through the whole process of catching it and then trying to prepare it, I found it really difficult to do. It just made me want to go back to having a more vegetarian lifestyle and just being more conscious and aware of my food and where I'm getting it from. After an hour or so of fishing, we drove to the other side of the lake, the perfect spot for lunch.
Woo! How was your first experience?
Great.
Really great. Right, so we are snowmobiling on a lake, and as we were driving, the ice starts to break and we start panicking. I had a friend at the front of the snowmobile, and this was her first time going on a snowmobile, and I was like, just go fast, fast, fast. Oh my lord, see?
The feeling of ice breaking underneath your feet is scary.
This is the top layer of ice I've just gone through, but there's still, like, it's still hard underneath, I hope.
What we tend to do when we think something might be unsafe is to listen and look at what the locals are doing. They had assured us that the ice breaking was only the first layer of ice. As you saw from when we did fishing, the ice was still quite thick, so we were still safe, but it was still very scary.
We try to like a bench. You can sit on.
Oh, it's a bench. So the men are just clearing some space so that we can have some lunch.
This was so cool. Marcus and Ricard had actually invented their own transportable barbecue that was safe to use on ice. The barbecue had sledges so that it could be towed behind a snowmobile, and then it had a lifted fireplace so that the fire and the heat would not melt the ice below. Amazing.
How's the seat, babe?
That's okay.
Yeah, okay.
Comfy?
You can maybe put a bit more here.
Just okay, Jack. That looks like the best seat I've ever seen.
We call this karnan in Swedish.
Karnan.
Karnan
Nice.
in
I can't believe you made this yourself. It's incredible.
eating tree.
This is what happens when ants eat the tree.
That's so cool.
Amazing. Tunnels.
I know we talk a lot about how beautiful the scenery is here in northern Sweden, and don't get me wrong, it is absolutely stunning, but there is something more about northern Sweden, and it comes from the people, the community. I am so blessed to have met such amazing people in this community, and I feel privileged. These are connections that are forged that can't be forged any other way. In London, with all the people there. Sorry. In London, with all the people that they are, you don't create these kinds of friendships. So much love, so much joy, so much happiness. And this is the perfect place to raise a family, to have kids. And if you want to come to Sweden, I urge you to do all that you can to be here, because as much as you are wanting to come here, from what I've heard, people in northern Sweden also want you. It's such a beautiful place to raise family, and it creates such a wholesome life. Lola refuses to let me do this video today. Don't you, Lola? Come, baby. Anyway, I just feel so privileged to have met Marcus and Victoria and their family and friends who have allowed us to be a part of their community. So much so that they even teach me Swedish now. I just feel very lucky, and if you do want to move to Sweden, then by all means come to this little part of the world and raise your kids here. It's amazing. It's such a beautiful place to be. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I have been gone for a while. I've been taking my own advice and just taking some time to reflect, be grateful, and find my soul again in everything that I am doing. I felt really inspired to create it. It was only yesterday that we went out, and I thought you might enjoy it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you want me to tell you what I've been up to for the last few days, I will happily do so, but as you can see, I've also been very busy cuddling Lola, who cannot be without me at the moment. It's so lovely. Anyway, have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. Love you lots from my family to yours. Happy Easter.